Hi guys, I'm sitting on my porch, and just when I started recording, a train decided to go by, but we'll see how it goes. If it gets too loud, I might just pause. There's motorcycles going by, farm equipment going by, but I'm determined to sit on my front porch because it's beautiful out today, and I don't want to miss it. Here comes that train. Looks like it's going to be pretty quiet. Okay, so I'll get closer to the mic. Hopefully you can hear me. So today we're going to take what we've learned about perimeter and we're going to use it when measurements have different sizes, I guess you could say. For instance, if you look up here in the box, we've got a rectangle here. It's 3 feet 6 inches, and then it's, can't even hardly read that, 5 feet, I think. Yeah, let me change my pen. So what do we do in that situation? So we're going to talk about that today. All right. Two things to remember. We've learned two different formulas. The first one was the perimeter for a rectangle, 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Really, we're just adding up the sides, but that's the official formula. We've also learned the perimeter for a square, and that was 4 times the sides, because all sides are the same and there's 4 of them. All right, so let's look at this first problem, A. I have a rectangle. It's 7 feet 3 inches by 8 feet. So this would be the width, this would be the length, the longer one. So how would we do that? There's multiple ways we can do it. The best way to do it is to convert all of this to inches. So we'll convert this to inches, and we'll convert this to inches. Actually, I don't know if that's what I want to do. Let me see if that's what they do. Nope, that's not what they want to do, and that's good because I didn't want to do that either. All right, so let's do it this way. We're going to convert 7 feet 3 inches to 7 3/12 inches, because 3 inches out of 12 inches makes 12 inches is how many inches are in a foot. So we have 3 out of the 12 inches. That can be reduced, so let's reduce it to 3 1/4. Okay? At this point, now we can use our formula. Let's change this to an improper fraction first. 28/29/4. Now we can use it. So let's do our formula. Perimeter equals 2 times the length, which would be 8, the long one, plus 2 times 29/4. Okay? This one's easy. This is just 16. And this one really is easy too, because you've learned how to do this. This is 29/2. You might want to use a piece of scrap paper, because as you can see, I'm using this whole thing here, but I can get rid of it easy. All right. Oh, my dog might start barking. Lily. All right, let's divide 2 into 29. 2 into 29 goes 1 time. None left over. 2 goes into 9 4 times, with 1 left over. So we have 16 plus 14.5. So all we have to do, is add the 16 plus the 14. We get 30 1/2. Does that make sense? And put feet. Okay? All right, I'm going to get rid of all this. Alright, let's try the next one. For the next one, we have 2 yards and 1 feet by 3 yards. So once again, this is the width, this is the length. So it's 2 yards and 1 foot out of 3 feet, make a yard. I'm going to change that to 7/3 so I can use it. Alright, so now perimeter equals 2 times the 3 plus 2 times 3, which is the length, plus 2 times the width, which is 7/3. My dog's sitting on the porch, and every time she sees dogs, she gets all antsy. And she can jump off the porch if she wanted to, so I gotta watch her. Alright, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 7 is 14/3. You can't cross cancel at all there, so I just went ahead and did it. Alright. We have to add these two together. So before I add them together, let's convert 14/3 back to a mixed number. 3 goes into 14 4 times. That's 12, which means there'd be 2 left over 3. Now I can take the 6, add it to the 4, and I'll have 10 2/3 yard. Run out of spot. How's that look? Is that looking easy enough for you? Alright, let's try the last one. We have 20 decameters. Is that I think that's decimeters. By 3 meters. So, I think the easiest thing to do on this one is change this to decimeters. So, if you have 3 meters, the question is, how many decimeters do you have? I don't want that. Let me make sure that's deci. Nope, that must be deca. I'm incorrect. DCM must be deci. I am forgetting for some reason. Let's try this again. Okay. I'm looking at the answer book, and they have turned this to meters, so this must be decameters. And some of you are saying, Mrs. Kenny, you're wrong. Okay. So, decameter to meter, smaller to larger, we divide. There's one step between decameter and meter, so we're going to divide by 10. 20 divided by 10. How many tens can we get out of 20? 2 of them. So that makes this real easy. So 2 decameters is the same as 20 decameters is the same as 2 meters. All right, let's do the formula. Perimeter equals 2 times 3, which is the length, plus 2 times 2, which is the width. We could almost do this in our head. This is 6 plus 4, and that equals 10 meters. And that agrees with our book, so we must be okay. All right. Convert the lesser unit before finding the perimeter of these rectangles. So convert the lesser unit. That means change hold on just a second. I'm looking at my book. Fine. Okay. So they're converting all of these to feet, it looks like. So this is a different way to do it. They want you to convert all of them to the smaller unit. So on this one, we want to change 5 yards, 2 feet into feet. Well, 5 yards times 3 feet in a yard makes 15 feet, plus 2 feet would be 17 feet. I'll put that right next to it. 4 yards times 3 feet, 3 feet in a yard, makes 12 feet. So the second one is 12 feet. Okay? So what they want me to do is perimeter equals 2 times the length, 17, plus 2 times the width, 12. Let's just double these. Double 17, get 34. Double 12, you get 24. 34 plus 24 is 58. And this would be in feet, because we converted all this to feet. That makes sense? We get rid of it. All right, let's do the next one. So in the next one, we are converting to the smaller one, which would be millimeters. Centimeters to millimeters. If you remember, we put meters right here. And let me just do this to remind you. 10 meters would be a decameter. 100 meters, what is it? Did you say hecto? And 1,000 meters is kilometer. 1/10 of a meter is a decimeter. 1/100th is a centimeter. And 1/1000th of a meter, the absolute smallest one, is a millimeter. So if we're going to centimeter to millimeter, we're going larger to smaller, so we are going to multiply. We're going to multiply 3 times how many steps? 1 step, so that's times 10. 3 centimeters is the same as 30 millimeters. Okay, now let's do the formula. Perimeter equals 2 times the length, the longer one, plus 2 times the width, the shorter one. Let's double them. 60, 34. What's 60 plus 34? Can you do it in your head? Give you a second. You get 94, and that would be millimeters. Okay? I'll erase all that and leave that up there in case that pops up again. Okay. And this one, we have feet and inches, so we're going to convert it all to feet. Sorry. I was trying to get the fuzz off the screen. The sunlight's reflecting on it. All right, 2 feet is how many inches? Well, 1 foot is 12 inches, so 2 feet would be 24 inches. 1 foot, oh, somebody's calling me. Hold on, I'm going to pause you. Okay, yeah, she's out here. Okay, I'm back. Probably sleeping somewhere. Okay, so that was the adoption worker. I have to sign something for her. And so, let me make sure this is still going. It's making me nervous. Okay. I had to talk to her. All right, sorry about that. You probably didn't even notice. All right, let me go back to the right page here. All right, so I think we were on this one. Is that true? Let me fix my pen. Oh my goodness. Here comes a motorcycle. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Okay. No. How are you guys doing, by the way? You behaving yourself, Will? Not driving your mom crazy? How about you, Alex? I know you aren't, Leonard, right? Or Gavin? Morgan? Behaving yourself? Staying out of trouble? Okay, here we go. So we have 2 feet times 1 foot, 7 inches. So, oh yeah, I think I changed the 2 feet to 24 inches. 1 foot is 12 inches plus 7 inches. This would be 19 inches. All right, so let's do perimeter equals 2 times the long one, the length, plus 2 times the wide one, the short one, the width. Double 24 and we get 48. Double 19 and we get 38. Add those together and what do you get? Do you get 86? I do. There we go. All right, let's look at the bottom. Find the perimeter of these squares. Okay, back to something we've already learned. So if you have a square that's 6.5 feet, formula is perimeter equals 4 times the sides. Oops. Where'd you go? All right. So it's 4 times 6.5. Let's change 6.5 to an improper fraction. What is that? Do you get 13 over 2 times 4? And then you can cross cancel. And I'm left with 2 times 13, which is double 13, and you get 26 feet. All right, side equals, get rid of this, equals 4 times the side. So it's 4 times 14.3. All right, let's just do this vertically. If I go too fast, just pause me. Something you can't do in class. I'm sure you would like to pause me a few times. All right, sun's getting on the porch, and I am actually getting hot out here. Isn't that great? All right, 14.3 times 4, I get 57.2 cm. All right, final one on this page. Oh, I just noticed I made a mistake. Who yelled at me? I wish I could hear you guys. One of these days we'll do one live through Zoom, and then you can holler at me. P equals 4 times the side. 4 times 4 3/4. What is that as an improper fraction? You get 15 over 4. How convenient. We can cross cancel, and we're left with just 15. The math is really easy, and this that's why they really encourage you to get those multiplication and division facts in, because if you got those, and this is a breeze. All right, let me go to the next page. Let's see. I think it's this way. 141. All right. 121 is blank times as much as, is that $11? Let me pull up here. Hold on. Technical difficulties. I dropped my tea. Okay. $11. All right, so here's the problem. I'll try to write it up top here. $121 is, oops, I'm going to make that an equals how many times as much as 11, my goodness, $11. How's that look? All right, so what is 121 divided by 11? Once again, if you know your math facts, you know that that's at 11. So $121 is 11 times $11. B, at 4 donuts, let me read this from my book. At 4 donuts for $2.60, how much do 24 donuts cost? Okay. So if 4 donuts cost $2.60, how much would 24 donuts cost? I know I'm writing into another problem, but if you can see this, what does this look like? Anybody have any idea what we should do? Well, remember what we used to do, and just like say we had 3/4 equals blank over 16. What did we do? Well, we found out what this was, right? And then we would multiply the top by. Remember that? Make equivalent fractions? Well, we're going to do the same thing here. All right, so 4 times what was 24? So therefore, 2.60 times 6, put the decimal 2 places over. So how much would 24 donuts cost? Do you see how I did that? I'm going to do that one more time because that was a little tricky. Let me get rid of all my ink. I'm going to do it right here. For those of you that you said, what did you just do? All right, so 4 donuts cost $2.60. So how much would 24 donuts cost? See that now? Just pretty much just making an equivalent fraction. So you would multiply this by 6, and when you do that, you would get, what was it? $15.60. Okay? All right. Hannah is 10 years old, and her mother is 40 years old. Hannah's mother is how many times as old as Hannah? All right. So Hannah's mother is 40 years old. 40 is how many times more than 10? Oh, that's pretty easy. 40 divided by 10 would be, her mother is 4 times as much. You could just write the 4 times. 4. All right. This part, because it's not in review, how about I do one of them with you? And you can do the rest on your own. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Wish I could make this bigger. Okay. All right, so we have 3/8 divided by 6/7. Remember, it's 3/8. Switch it to times and flip. We can cross cancel. And we get 7/16. And I don't believe we can reduce that, can we? All right. Don't forget with these, this one, make it into an improper fraction. With this one, put it over 1. And then make this improper. Don't forget to flip and turn to multiply. Okay? All right, I'll do this E with you. And then I'll let you go. I don't think anything down below. Oh, Fahrenheit and Celsius. I think I will do some of those with you. Okay, 429. Let's use an estimating number of 4, because 429 is closer to 400 than 500. 429 will go not into 5, not into 50, but it will go into 506. And you can see that that goes in only one time. We get 429. And if I borrow, I have a 7 here and a 7 here. Did I do that right? All right, bring down the 6. If I go in twice, it's got to be at least 800, right? So I better just go in once again. 429. All right, this time if I borrow, I have a 7 and a 4 and a 3, which is a pretty big number, but it is still smaller than the 429. So now I'm going to bring down the 4, and this is really big. 4 into 34. Well, not 9, because that would be 36. So let's try 429 times 8. 2, 7, 16, 3, 20, 32, 34. That's as close as we're going to get. Okay. 2, 4. You get 42 as a remainder. And let's see, we brought down the 6, we brought down the 4. Now let's bring down the 9. Oh, guess what? It's a perfect match. Oh, I forgot to put my 8 up here. Sorry. And now that will go in one time. All right, let's go down to converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we have Celsius, so we're looking for Fahrenheit. So we need the Fahrenheit formula, right? All right, let's remember it. It's 9/5 times the Celsius plus 32. So this is the one without the parentheses where we'll do the 9 over 5 times Celsius first. So it's 9 over 5 times 40 over 1 because the Celsius was 40. Cross cancel, and I am left with 72, which I will add to 32, and I get 104 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, this one you want Celsius. Farmers are working today. All right, so we have Celsius. We're looking for Fahrenheit. We'll do it one more time. 9 over 5 times the Celsius plus 32. Go ahead and write that formula. I know it seems a little bit boring to keep writing it, but the more you write it, the more you'll memorize it. All right, so it's 9 over 5 times 15 over 1. How great of them to make it so we can cross cancel. And I think we get 27. Let's add 27 to 32. And I get 59 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, see if you can do the last one on your own. Bottom looks easy. I think I'm going to leave you on your own. And I'm going to work on the 6th grade math next. I have not forgot about Zoom, getting us all together. I just had a hard time getting to it. Hopefully by the weekend, I'll get my husband to help me get up and running on that. And they will be able to all meet together next week. All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Miss you guys a bunch. See ya.